Welcome to the Steering Change Podcast, navigating through the commercial transportation industry in Alberta and beyond, powered by the Alberta Motor Transport Association. Here's your host, Kelsey Hipkin.
Hello, friends of Steering Change. On today's episode, we're veering off course onto the course with our inaugural edition of Fairway Forecast. AMTA's Calgary Golf Tournament took place at Blue Devil Golf Club June 16th, and we took the opportunity of having 144 commercial transportation professionals in one place to posit some questions about industry, including trends that will grow, trends that will disappear, and trends that people might be underestimating. Huge thanks on this one to our producer Robin Betts and Director of Member Services Michelle Spacil for helping out. With that, let's hit the gas on this golf cart called life and see what folks had to say about the state of trends in commercial transportation.
My name's Carolyn Forbes. I work with Miller Supply. I'm the sales director there. We're a fuel and lubricants wholesale and distribution company, primarily operating in southern Alberta.
Fantastic. Carolyn, what is a trend in industry that you think will grow?
One thing I think that will grow is actually the need for energy. What we're seeing is that a lot of passenger vehicles are moving towards the EV space, but a lot of commercial and industrial requirements will still be in the diesel and natural gas kind of need for fossil fuels. And what we're also seeing is that developing countries are going to have a huge increase not only in population, but in their need for energy.
Fantastic, thank you. And what is a trend that you think will disappear?
Anything done on paper. I think we're seeing kind of in the bill of lading space, paper management for safety documents, anything like that. Everything's going digital. And also kind of the traditional dispatcher role, I think, is really going to change over the next few years.
Interesting.
Not eliminated,
yeah.
But, because I think a lot of what they are going to manage is kind of those emergency situations, kind of the acceptance for the customers, really providing that service. But as far as route optimization and just using all the data that we're currently using every day, we all throw the address into Google Maps every morning when we hop in the car, right? That information's already out there.
Fantastic. And one last question. What is one thing in industry that you think people are underestimating?
I think we're underestimating the power of relationships. All the AI kind of driven media and marketing stuff that floods your inbox every day, I think that is kind of going to play itself out, and that people are going to kind of get back to wanting to work to, have an in-person conversation, have an in-person meeting. I think we lost a lot of that through COVID, and then AI is kind of further pushing it away, and I think that's going to set us apart.
Fantastic. You're natural.
My name is Mike Vesio. I'm with Ritchie Brothers Auctioneers.
What is one thing people are underestimating in the industry?
AI. I think AI is a little bit overrated. I think that bubble's going to pop.
Beautiful.
Personally,
Beautiful.
I think AI is overrated. I'm going to say, one thing I think that people are underestimating in the industry is the value of the used market. I think that with a lot of new things coming in the future, that you're going to see a huge increase in participation in the used market.
That is fantastic. Thank you very much.
Grant Petroff, BFL Canada Insurance Services.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Can you answer a trend that is going to grow in the next 12 months within industry?
Insurance companies' use of trucking companies' telematics to apply savings.
Oh, that's fantastic. Great answer. Thank you very much.
Caesar Simon, BFL Canada.
Hello, Caesar. Question for you today. Can you name a trend that's going to disappear from industry in the next 12 months?
Trend? I really think Drivers Inc. should go away.
Oh, fantastic answer.
Everybody should play fair for the betterment of the whole industry.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Kevin Vaughn, KV Safety Services.
Hey, Kevin, thanks for joining us today. Your question of the day is a trend that you will see growing in the next 12 months.
I'm hoping to see transport companies upgrade, enhance their training for their drivers. As an auditor with Alberta Transportation and the AMTA, I see quite often areas of weakness with hours of service, weights, dimensions, cargo securement, and most often is trip inspections. When you look at the carrier profile, you'll see a lot of out of service on CVSA inspections. So I think it's important that vehicles are safe for operating up and down the road, and that drivers are properly trained on how to conduct a thorough inspection.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm Kyle Pouliot with Canada Transport.
Awesome, Kyle. Thanks so much for joining us today. We're talking about trends. What's a trend that you will see grow in the next 12 months in the transportation industry?
I think in light of the Montgomery decision in the United States that you're going to see brokers start vetting their carriers more carefully, and safety scores are going to matter more.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Hi, Scott Nielsen, Canada Transport, Calgary, Alberta. One of the trends I feel that will start disappearing in the next 12 months is carrier profiles that are subpar to basically all other carriers, abiding by all the certifications and stringent safety protocols that are in place. So as Kyle alluded to, the Montgomery decision, we're going to see more and more of that over the next 12 months. And we're actually already seeing it now as we do a lot of 3PL work ourselves.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Chris from Thermo King, Calgary.
Hi, Chris. Thanks for joining us today. What is one thing people are underestimate about our industry?
I think one thing people underestimate, both people in the industry already and people trying to get into it, is the operational costs. The cost to actually operate a fleet these days, especially with the price of diesel right now and the cost to purchase equipment, it just keeps going up year over year. So I think people need to really take a deep dive into understanding the cost before they actually dive into it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Stu Van Berkel from Blue Planet Recycling.
Hey, Stu. Thanks for joining us today. What's one thing people underestimate about our industry?
We truck recycling, so trucking and recycling is sort of this Cinderella service that people think is easy.
Yeah.
And when it doesn't go well, lots of people are coming after you, but when it goes well, it seems relatively thankless. So.
Ooh,
yeah.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name is Chirag Patel. I'm with Blue Planet Recycling.
Perfect. Thanks so much for joining us today. Tell us about a trend that you think will grow in the next 12 months in our industry.
Digitalization would definitely grow. There's been talks about, trucks fueled with hydrogen.
Yep.
Maybe battery-powered trucks. That seems like it's very imminent. So excited to see how that turns out. But I would see that in the next 12 months, that trend's definitely going to grow.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Julie Kern with Tremcar.
Hello. Thank you so much for joining us today. What is one thing you think people underestimate about our industry?
What I see people underestimating is the power of younger people getting into the business and working hard. Not just kind of working, but working hard and building the businesses that their parents and grandparents have built and getting into that industry and staying in that industry.
The family.
Absolutely.
Yeah, awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. This is Ganesh here with Cummins.
Hello, Ganesh. Thanks so much for joining us today. What is one trend that you think will disappear from our industry?
The trend that's likely to disappear is the overcapacity that has got added over the past few years in the trucking market, where the barrier to entry was very minimal, and for the right reasons, it's going to get more stringent, which is going to make capacity at the optimum level, which is going to be healthy for everybody in the trucking industry.
Get that fair playing ground again.
Exactly.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name is Graham with High Torque Industries.
Perfect. Thanks for joining us today. Couple questions. Can you tell us about a trend that you think is going to grow over the next little bit in our industry?
I can, yeah. Trend that's going to grow, I think, is the mobile convenience-based kind of services. So customers value their time more than ever.
Yep.
Mobile services like ours are growing. We're seeing it with getting busier over year after year. And remote diagnostics, remote vehicle management, remote all those things that help the transportation industry. People are definitely getting around to the convenience side. Nobody has time anymore, so why don't we make it more
Time's
convenient for you?
money, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, what do you think is a trend that's going to disappear over the next little while?
One that I think, and maybe it's optimistic, but I think I kind of see it over multiple industries, is the race to be the cheapest. So the price gouging, the race to the bottom, all those guys I hope are kind of going to disappear.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be the way kind of the future. There's too many discount providers out there right now, but people are starting to kind of pay for premium service, premium customer service, all of those things. So.
Well, and I think that helps with the safety of things as well too, right? You know, you invest in it versus just trying to kind of avoid it and work around it.
100%.
Perfect. Okay, last question of the day. What's one thing people underestimate about our industry?
Connection.
Ooh, I love it.
Connection. Building relationships with your clients, with your partners, with networks, with everything. Everything is AI, everything is online, everything is emails. Nobody likes cold calls anymore. Nobody likes, those kind of things.
Yep.
People are, I think, really craving a human connection to every deal that they have in the world.
Yep.
Business, personal, everything. So create a human element or value a human element.
Well, it's such a small industry when we think about it, right? Everybody knows everybody. So, that relationship is vital for the success of anybody's business, really.
100%. And you'll weed out a lot of people that don't care or
aren't
don't
in it.
Worry about it or don't, I just want the bottom price or I just want the cheapest service, whatever it is. And they're not going to survive. The providers that have that mentality aren't going to survive, and the customer base is going to learn really quickly as well. So.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And good night.
Once again, I'd like to thank Robin and Michelle for their help on this one, and a shout out to our industry professionals who shared their thoughts. Did any of those thoughts resonate with you? Tell us more and email marcom@amta.ca. That's marcom@amta.ca. Now let's close with some news. AMTA's Q2 Compliance and Regulatory Affairs meeting takes place June 23rd at the Chateau Nova Yellowhead. Open to full AMTA carriers, subsidiary carriers, and elite members. Make sure you don't miss this one because, as well as a packed agenda, AMTA will be making a special announcement. Now let's save the date. AMTA's 2026 Drawdown Dinner takes place October 15th at the River Cree Event Centre in Enoch, Alberta. And while we're talking dates, you also better pencil in our 89th annual conference, also taking place at River Cree April 7th and 8th, and that is next year, 2027. Do you have any questions or comments about the Steering Change episodes? Reach out on our Instagram at AMTA_CA or LinkedIn and Facebook at Alberta Motor Transport Association. Stay safe and see you next time.
Thank you for listening to this episode of AMTA's Steering Change Podcast. The views expressed by guests of the Steering Change Podcast are their own and may not reflect the views of AMTA, its hosts, or sponsors. Do you have a question that you would like answered on an upcoming episode of the Steering Change Podcast? We want to hear from you. To submit a question to the Steering Change mailbag, hit up our DMs on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram with the hashtag Steering Change, and your question will be answered either live on the podcast or by one of our SMEs here at AMTA. We ask that you share this episode with those in your network that could benefit from what we discussed today, and make sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcast platform so you can be notified when future episodes are released. You can learn more about us and our mission by visiting www.amta.ca. Now get out there and have a safe day.